I mentioned to you yesterday the intrinsic value of a home. Remember that conversation? Yes. Now, a lot of you are a little bit bewildered by that. And you'll realise that when you go doing deals in the field, you'll be like, man, I can't make this deal work. It just seems too expensive. I'll give you an example. One of my crew came up to me this morning, Shane, which, by the way, is a great resource for you. You want to probably have a chat with him during lunch. He's done some trading blocks and made some very good money. He said to me, I've got this deal, Mark, where there's 3 properties. It's right near a train station. The houses are worth about $350,000 a piece. How much? That's times 3. And they're on about 1,200 square metres each. He said, but zoned for townhouses, clearly it's across the road from a train station, it's going to work. But he said, Mark, I can't make the numbers stack up because it's going to cost me about how much? To amalgamate the whole 3. How much is it? 350 times 3 is $1,050,000. Is that correct? Yes or no? Yes. Problem. He's paid $1,050,000 for 3,600 metres. Is that true? Yes. Why is that so expensive? Why? I gave you the answer before. Why is that so expensive? A house has intrinsic value, doesn't it? Someone can rent it, make money out of it. Someone can live in it. They can treat it as an investment. There is intrinsic value there. Are you following me so far? Yes. It wouldn't matter if that house was brand new. It wouldn't matter if that house was 60 years old. Is there still intrinsic value? Yes or no? Yes. It can still be utilised. Can't it? Yes. Now, here's the trick. How would you make that deal work? I can't do anything with the houses. It's just too expensive. Even if I do relocate the houses, which is a good idea, by the way, if I was to relocate the homes, I'm still paying $1,050,000 Gs. Is that right? Yes. That's pretty bloody expensive, isn't it? For 3,600 square metres. So why wouldn't you just do this? If we identify the houses have intrinsic value, why wouldn't we just do this? Leave the bloody houses there, buy one house, and amalgamate the rear. Did you get that? Yes or no? Yes. That's how I do it. I made a lot of money when I first got started doing little deals like that. Now, the house cost me how much? How much did the one house cost me? And you'd probably get the backyards because the house, if I sold that house, instead of being on 1,200 metres, I sold it on 550. Would the house still be worth 300 grand? Yes or no? Because it has what value? Ah, shit, now I'm understanding it. Now I get what you mean. The backyard just cost me how much? If I sell the house for 300, the backyard just cost me how much? Leave the house with them. Let them keep it. I'll buy your backyard for 50 grand. Cash. That works for me. If they say no, I'll pay $75,000 cash. Does it still work? Yes. Bingo. Now you probably could say, well, if I pay 75 for the backyard, 75 for the backyard, that's 150. How much does that cost me now? How much? 500 grand. Is that half price from before? Yes. It's less than half price. Are you with me? Yes. That's smart, isn't it? Less than half price. That's how you amalgamate sites. You leave the houses where they are because they have intrinsic value. Got it? Yes. I had a graduate that I taught that to when we first started doing programs about 2 years ago, a bit over 2 years ago. This kid took that concept and went ballistic. He went down to the local area because his sector, which you're going to choose this morning if you haven't already, his sector was townhouses. And he targeted properties with houses that had a big area. And I'm talking 1,500 to 2,000 square metres. He'd carve the house off. He'd say, listen, you keep the house, but I'll pay you 200 grand for your backyard. Now, what do you reckon that the person or the owner of the property might do with that 200,000? What are they going to do? Pay off their mortgage, aren't they? That works in their head. This guy's going along and just optioning every backyard, and he'd actually option one house to get access to all of it. He's putting together 15, 18, 21 townhouses at a time, popping them off like jam. Local developers are just going, mate, this is terrific. And he's given it back to them at like $30,000 per townhouse site. And they knew damn well it was worth $36,000 to $39,000 per townhouse site. So he's making a win. The owner of the houses are making a win. And so too is the ultimate buyer. You got me? Intrinsic value.